Adley Rutschman has been a big topic of conversation going back to even like the second half of last year. We kind of scuffled, led into this year a little bit. Ever since the All-Star break this year, though, he's batting 314. He's back. Did you think it was only a matter of time before he broke out of that long slump?
Yeah, just from being a teammate with him, knowing his ability. But here's the thing that was always working against Adley was everyone's expectation of what they viewed him as. And when you look at catchers that change a franchise, Adley did accomplish that when he came up in 2022, right? The team started winning games. And from 2022 up until this year, the Orioles had the most wins in the American League. Now, 25 has been a different story, and even the second half of 24, right, Justin, where he was banged up. He wasn't then playing up to his caliber. And then mentally, you could tell like he just wasn't in the best frame of mind. And where I was going with the expectation part is that people, when you think great catchers that transcend an organization to success to win World Series, everyone goes to that catcher that is now running the San Francisco Giants and Buster Posey, right? So people thought that Adley was going to be like Buster impact wise. And even Buster, even the great years that San Francisco had, they had down years. I think that Adley, the pressure was built there and the contract extension, that could be looming, all factored into it. But the reality is, Adley's a really good player, Justin. He's really good. Buster Posey's Buster Posey. He's one of one. And whatever Adley becomes is to be determined. But what we know is when he's right, he's going to be an all-star in the consideration each and every year. And he's going to be a big part of this Baltimore team moving forward. Just the question really is going to be, though, Justin, how long does Adley catch? That's the one question I'm going to wonder, because as he gets older, just gets a little bit harder behind the dish there. But his talent, he's too talented to not get back on track. And I love watching what he's doing.
He just means so much to the organization. Yeah, from a catcher, obviously working with the pitching staff, all the duties and responsibilities that come with that job. Like good teams are built up the middle. I always just see like fans. I feel like the overall fan sentiment is pretty down on him. So I'm glad he's finally like silencing some of the doubters a little bit because there's no chance he was gonna be a 200 hitter all year long.
No. I mean, here's the thing. Like, we really want to look at his OPS numbers, which I don't think OPS always tells the full story. But I mean, when it's a high number, it does tell you that he's getting on base and he's driving the baseball for extra base hits. Early on in the year, May was brutal. I mean, May was brutal where he hit a buck 82 and had an OPS of 561, right? But then once June rolled around and he did that trip out to Seattle, and he's a Pacific Northwest guy, Justin, so maybe he just needed to go home. And 309 average for June and an 890 OPS, and then unfortunately he gets hurt, and then he misses a month's time. But then since he's been back, batting average still hitting over 300 over the last week or so he's been back, and the OPS still north of 800. That is Adley. That is who he is. And the other thing too, being injured stinks, man. It sucks. I remember just on my case, I had an oblique injury back in 2019 in high A. And I got off to a great start. And I kept thinking about how much I wanted to be out there. And that's on the other side. You're itching. You want to prove that you can continue on for the season. Adley had the other one where he was off to the slow start. The team's struggling, and all he wants to do is get back out there. So he feels, or I'm sorry, he got off to the slow start, played well, and the team was at that turning point, and then he gets hurt. That maybe things could have changed, probably not, but maybe. And he feels that he could have made a difference. And that's the part that sucks for him. But honestly, the silver lining, Justin, it might have been the time off he needed. Because you're right, people have been down on him. Like, I guess it's what have you done for me lately? People forgot about the last 2.5 years. And that's the business. People want to see success right now. And for the Orioles, there's not a lot of things to be happy about. And that's winning cures everything. But Adley Rutschman is going to be a part of their solution, Justin. Even though people think he has been part of the problem, which I don't think has been fair at all.